everybody, welcome back to Not So Southern Gentlemen. I'm Ricky, this is Sean, and I'm going to tell you about one thing before Sean starts his tirade and his lies about me. I loved WandaVision. Everything about it. It was great.
Liar.
So
Liar.
it was. No, I loved it. No, I'm not going to let you start and say, well, Ricky was a really spoon sport about it. He didn't like it. Yes, I did. I loved it. Are you kidding me? Stealing your thunder.
Hey, I'm Sean. Welcome to Not So Southern Gentlemen. Oh, dude, I absolutely loved WandaVision, every second of it. I am actually really sad that, Friday morning I won't get to wake up and have good old WandaVision trying to figure stuff out and just
you will have a little WandaVision. Don't get me wrong. They are doing a behind the scenes thing you get this week.
Right.
You get a little more.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed all of it. I know a lot of people on social media are upset about the finale because none of our stuff came to fruition. Nothing.
Some of it came to fruition. Our pie in the sky. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there was
are everybody getting like all lost on it? Yeah. So there wasn't a smoke monster reveal or something.
No, but my favorite part was how much fun we had in the podcast each week. Was sitting around and watching it 2 or 3 times, trying to piece together what somebody really meant when they said this. Like, that factors into whether I enjoy it or not. That's the reason I love Lost. Does Lost have issues? Absolutely, Lost has some issues. I remember me and you literally hours talking about ideas, spitting stuff back and forth. Just like, literally, you got into it a little late, so you would call and you'd be like, so what about this? What about this? And I'm like, the enjoyment for me doesn't come from just the story that the writers had to tell. I enjoyed everything in between. I liked talking about Mephisto and Nightmare and, what's really going on and all this. And I thoroughly enjoyed what they gave us.
Oh yeah. The myth. I'm a huge mythology guy. If I can sink my teeth into backstory that isn't there, that you can piece together stuff and it gets your imagination going, I'm in. You've got me. Yeah, Lost took a minute. Like that example, you were a Lostie from the beginning, and you would talk about it, and I'd catch certain episodes. I'm like, well, I thought they were on an island. Why are they in a city? Anyway, I'll get to it sometime.
Right.
And then after badgering, same way with BSG. I started last season. Last season was coming on the next year. It's like, all right, let's power through this. Let's do it and see what it's about. And middle of first season, here we are. Well, I'm powering. Can't want a race to make sure I'm done before the last season started. So, yeah.
So the one thing I think the finale of WandaVision, before we get into all the what ifs and everything, the one thing I think watching all of WandaVision has taught me is that Marvel and Disney Plus series, I want to see if you agree with me on this. We're no longer going to have phase 1 movies. It's no longer going to take 23 films to have a Thanos level event. If these movies want to continue, a Thanos level event will probably occur every 8 to 10 movies. Well, how do you not have phase 1 movies and do that? You use the characters that aren't in the forefront right now, and you're laying all this groundwork through these series. These series are our new phase 1, leading into all the groundwork and awesomeness that's going to take us into Secret Invasion. That's going to be our huge event. That's our end goal right now. And I love it. I love the fact that, maybe I won't have Doctor Strange in WandaVision, but everything I learned in WandaVision probably will pay off the first time I go see a movie and Wanda just happens to be in it, Doctor Strange too. So I think all this is going to pay off, for all the missed stuff that we didn't get right, for all the theories that didn't pan out. What we saw will end up paying off in the long run the first time we go to the theater and see, a first put together Marvel movie that we haven't had in a while. So yeah, I'm pumped.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not giving up the ghost on some of these theories. I'm holding the torch, buddy. So let's talk about this last episode. So
you've got a good list.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily in order, but we can definitely talk about where do you want to hit first?
I don't know. Just jump into it. You go.
Well, the Agatha. Well, so let's talk about Agatha Harkness.
Okay.
By the end of the episode, we know her a little better, and she is not. They break the first thing about Marvel movies. They don't kill their bad guy. We're still going to have Agatha hanging around, which is kind of unique.
Yes.
And there was a point of contention, and you brought it up. Did the hex break her spell over her? I'm going to say it didn't. I'm going to say Wanda had figured it out by that point. And I think she's going to stay put for a while until Wanda needs her again.
I hope that's sooner than later. I really do. I think I'd said it on a TikTok video, and that feels weird saying that sentence. But I think Agatha's treatment, if I had to call something disappointing in this episode, it would be the treatment of Agatha. I kind of wanted her to be bigger. I wanted more there. I wanted, I don't know, more than just you did bad, I'm going to stick you in Agnes's body. I mean, I get that. That's probably a fair treatment for Agatha, considering, she did pull a lot of strings all around and, kind of made this situation a little worse than it already was. So I get Wanda's treatment of her, but I don't know. If I had to call one part disappointing, it would be the treatment of Agatha.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a sadist. I mean, I want her hanging around. She didn't need to die.
Yeah, she needs to hang
Come
around.
on,
I wouldn't want. I don't want her dying.
Catherine Hahn was absolutely great.
I want them to be friends. I want them to. I want Agatha, Doctor Strange, and Wanda to have this triple magic Kamehameha. That was, I don't know. I'm making up stuff, but that sounds
back to more of her comic roots of a mentor. But she also has been part of a, she's kind of chaotic good.
Yeah,
I guess,
and I'm fine with that.
Evan Peters. So let's get to our first point of contention here. Boner, which was a reference. They did say was a reference to Boner out of the Family Ties or whatever.
No, Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. And that's all fine. But now you got to tell me,
okay,
that name sounds like a made up FBI name. I think he was the guy. I think he's Jimmy Woo's guy.
I've seen arguments for both sides. I don't know.
Well, here's why I say that, because I listened to an interview with the director on Kevin Smith's podcast.
Yeah.
And he referenced Evan Peters' character in a couple of cagey ways. Even though the show's done, he didn't specifically say, and they didn't ask him the question. He didn't specifically say, no, there is not X-Men Quicksilver.
Yeah.
He mentioned there was a lost scene, which we'll talk about, that they pulled out that had the kids, had Darcy, and had Ralph.
Yes.
Trying to steal the Darkhold, and confirmation. Senior Scratchy is Ebony.
Yes.
Her familiar, and which is if you do not know which lore, if you do not know Lich, or back in World of Warcraft,
which
Witch. Witches have familiars, animals that help them cast their spells, and her familiar by name is Ebony. Normally appears the form of a black cat, but in this case was Senor Scratchy, and he did turn into kind of a werewolf type creature that was like a bunny, I guess.
Yeah.
But why would Evan Peters' character be there if he didn't mean anything? Why would they throw him in the mix with Darcy? That's
Well, I mean,
that's one thing. So,
well, they
and
said
then
Monica was going to be there too. So, you know, if Monica's in the house with him and
but he wasn't talking about Monica at that point. He mentioned something else.
It said Monica.
He said Darcy.
Monica, yeah, because it was supposed to be Monica and the kids and Darcy, I think.
No, he said Ralph.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they were all supposed to be there.
So, you know, why in the world would they have him helping?
Right.
Just a normal guy. And then secondly, when they referenced him in a different way, he said something kind of circled around saying there wasn't anything special about him. So we may not be done with Evan Peters. And I like that aspect.
I'm gonna go with red herring.
It could be double red herring. Oh no,
Yes.
it's the double red herring.
Double red herring. I think
They
I
did it
seen
again.
that in
It's a-
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo did that one time, I'm pretty sure.
It's a
Two
double
masks
boner.
on.
No.
Yes.
But we didn't get to see Monica really shine in this. That was kind of my disappointment. I wanted to see full on Spectrum.
Right.
Which,
That's the
I mean,
reason they said we would get to see. That's the reason Monica was in the go into the basement scene, is because it was going to have her and the kids versus Senor Scratchy.
Right. And
That's the reason. So you would have had a Monica scene, a big one.
yeah, but the fact that we didn't get one is kind of, I mean, I know that the
gotcha.
bullets and the, you
Yeah.
know, she absorbed the kinetic energy, whatever. I get that, but it's not truly
Yeah.
a showcase of her powers, and I get it. It's not her show, but
It'll be soon.
I really would have liked to see something better there.
She'll get the showcase. It'll be awesome.
So, White Vision going, see ya.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Kind of
Yeah.
landed on me weird.
No. He imbued him
fine
with all
that.
his memories.
No, I'm fine with that. No,
He
he
imbued
should have
him with
left.
all of
You
his
know,
memories.
everybody's trying to kill his wife and his kids. I mean, why wouldn't he just fly off and leave and not come back and possibly go where no man's gone before? Just join the fight.
I just think he's gonna piece it all together. I seen one thing said, what if he
did?
Well, what if he is the real Vision and he's having like some kind of conflict?
PTSD?
No,
PTSD?
his orders are to kill the real Vision, and he is the real Vision. So he's
going off to kill the real Vision.
Yeah, and what if he's got to work on that, not killing?
Well, why would he have to go somewhere? I mean, he could have just self-destructed.
I'm fine with it. It was fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Fine.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
It's fine.
But on that point, if you're asking me how I feel about what happened in that scene,
yeah,
I do believe that the part of the Mind Stone, of course, that Wanda says that the vision she created is part of the Mind Stone that was with her. I do believe he transferred part of that Mind Stone to the real Vision.
Yeah,
that gives him. Yeah,
I don't.
But very interesting.
Mind Stone powers anymore, you know.
No. He was,
but he'll.
This is just for him.
Yeah,
that arc reactor is going to be suitable for fine. I mean, that's going to be fine. They're not going to have to. I mean, they may have a point where they reconstitute the Mind Stone, but somebody made a very good point today about how they explained in Doctor Strange that the Infinity Gems actually hold the universe together. And now that they are dissolved into atoms, then what's holding the universe together?
Oh, nice.
Very good point. But so what I wanted to talk about is that the kids, obviously, by the end of the show, we do know that the kids are alive in some capacity somewhere.
Okay,
Vision
second post
himself. We're not going to talk about that right now. I'm just saying, by the end of the show, we know the kids are alive. But
all right.
Vision himself, I made a point to say that he is something she created from her. It was not her talking to herself. I'm going to state that right there.
Yeah.
We did lose something. Okay. We lost that version of the Vision. That version of the Vision was real. He had his own thoughts. He was a living thing that existed in that. It wasn't just a dream.
Right.
Some people get very, very touchy about that. They're like, "Well, he never was real." What did it? And he was. He absolutely was real. He was.
Yeah.
He had his own drives. He had his own emotions. He had his own. I can't remember what it's called in acting, but I mean, he had his own motivation and stuff like that. He was a real character that existed, and she lost him yet again. Even though we do have a new Vision or an old Vision revamped, that version of Vision died as well. So this is actually a third time the Vision has died, as several people pointed out. But I do want to make crystal clear that was a real entity. Even though he wasn't the original Vision, he was a version of the Vision, and he knew that.
Yeah.
Even though, because the whole show, I mean, the director stated the whole show is about all the stages of grief, and that last episode was all about acceptance, and she let him go rather than keep the reality. So,
well, they said they would say hello again. They've said goodbye twice, and they'll say hello again.
Yeah, but he knows they will, because he didn't tell her about the other Vision. I mean, I know she knows about him, but I mean, she doesn't know that. Yeah.
Maybe she knows.
How would you know? How do you know? God bless.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, what if she knew everything the Vision knew?
Speaking of Sia, Darcy, what did she have somewhere else to be, or what?
She was in one of the cutscenes. She had more as well, and that.
I'm back.
Yeah.
No. I don't care about any of that. We only seen her for like 2 seconds on screen in that final episode. Yeah. They didn't have time for anything else. Sorry, we're done.
Yeah, they said there was probably 3 or 4 minutes more of Darcy throughout the show that all got cut. So that one 10-second clip, that was it. But I was glad she got to get Hayward. I mean, if anybody deserved it, it was her.
And I definitely want I want to know where she'll show up next. If she'll show up next, is she going to be in Thor 4? I don't know that that's confirmed or not. I would be fine with that. I'll take more Kat Dennings anytime.
I'm guessing she's going to be a part of Sword, and she'll be with Monica in the Nick Fury series.
That would be cool. That would be
that's
very
my
cool.
thought, is that she'll join Sword, because obviously her and Monica have some sort of good connection now.
Well, hopefully in Captain Marvel 2, because that's what this is directly. I know some people have thought, this is going to be no, it's going directly into Captain Marvel 2. They've already said that I think she'll have a big part in Captain Marvel 2.
But I think Fury series comes out before Captain Marvel 2.
I'm not sure about the time
on their timeline. I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe wrong.
So let's talk about the big thing that you were going to throw me under the bus about. My feelings on the ending being anticlimactic. And I do have to take some credit on that. Yes. I was wrapped up in the Mephisto. I wanted it to be Mephisto. I wanted to show Mephisto, and I've still carried the torch because we'll go ahead and talk about the second end credit, the actual, not the stinger, the after credits scene.
Right.
Which is so number one, Doctor Strange's theme was playing.
Yeah.
Number two, the director may have directed that, but it was an homage to Sam Raimi, because the way they flew through and into the cabin and that was straight out of Evil Dead. Are you kidding me?
That's the way I felt.
Yeah.
Well, it also reminded me of the ending of Hulk.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, there was a cabin there too, but I'm taking it like you're flying through this cabin.
Yeah.
And then there's in the back, there's an evil book she's reading from.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a slap in the face. It's Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah. I'm excited.
And I'm super excited, and people come on now. Why is she able to read? How could she be awake and astral project. Well, how is Doctor Strange asleep and astral project? I mean, come on. It's just showing that she's more powerful than him in some respect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Can you astral project? I can't either. So
there you go. She wins.
but
I thought that was
so
awesome.
this is going to get us teed up for Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
And obviously, so some books are going to take off. So either books with Chthon, who is the
Chthon.
who wrote the Darkhold, who could be in the next movie, or they could, being the movies, they may combine characters. They've done it before. Could be Mephisto, and I'd be over the moon about that, even though it breaks, my Marvel continuity. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. It's all fine. If it's Mephisto, it's fine. But now we have been told that Nightmare is possibly the villain of Doctor Strange 2.
I want that.
I'm not so much on that. Like I would take if Nightmare is there, but I do want Mephisto to be floating around somewhere. Like they may reference him and he's behind the Darkhold or whatever. And then Nightmare's the villain of Doctor Strange 2. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But if Mephisto carries over like Thanos, like Mephisto's in the background this whole time through a few movies, that perfectly acceptable. Yeah. I'm there. See, I'm with you.
I want Nightmare. I want Nightmare in Doctor Strange and in Spider-Man, because at some point in time, I want to see, I remember seeing it in the cartoon, and I freaking loved it. I was like, I need to see Spider-Man wearing the cloak of levitation and being the Spider Sorcerer Supreme, because that happens in one of the animated series when they fight Nightmare, and I've always wanted to see that. I want to see that in real life. That would be
no
awesome.
capes. No capes.
No capes. That'd be awesome.
So, and I did want to describe this kind of this way. You ever play a video game, a little too long, and then you get to the ending, and now you're a little OP for the boss? You're like, it kind of had that feeling just a little bit. Like you may have went on one too many side quests and gotten, level 90, and the boss is kind of like keyed for like level 80. And
I don't think so. I don't feel that way. You're talking about the Wanda Agatha throwdown, right?
Yeah.
No. I think that was solid. I think it shows that Wanda had to mature and learn something before she could just straight up beat Agatha. If she hadn't done the runes on the hex, then she probably, you're looking at a good stalemate, or Agatha actually wins by draining all of her energy. But she learned from Agatha, and she became her mentor. She learned something from her. She throws up the runes on the hex, and bam, she wins. It's not really, I wouldn't consider it OP move. It was your game versus mine. Agatha had it in a little basement. Wanda's like, you want to see? I had you in a whole reality. How about that? I liked it.
Yeah, like I said, I loved it. I didn't just like it; I loved it. But it had some things. It had some things, and it was Skrulls. Yeah, there was Skrulls. There were Skrulls.
Yes. Okay. So my question to you, if we're talking about the Skrulls, how embedded are they if they're already in the FBI? If they're already in SWORD, if they're already here and there, do you think that in the MCU, the normal day-to-day person, there are Skrulls playing as day-to-day people that are just inhuman, and he flips burgers at McDonald's? Are they on that level? Are they only in the higher ups, and are they known? Or what do you think their level of embedded is?
With what they got coming up with like Secret Invasion and everything, which they still can flip it. I'm under the belief that Secret Invasion is actually still going to keep the flipped mentality. It's going to be they're secretly Kree among us, because Kree look exactly like humans, other than the blue Kree, or like any other weird color that's
Right.
not, a human skin tone. And the Skrulls are here to help.
Right.
And which is it's weird. It was weird in Captain Marvel, but I mean it was fine. I mean I love Ben Mendelsohn, and to see him doing his thing again,
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem
absolutely.
with it. I'm used to it now. But I don't know. I just don't know where they're going to take it. I'm kind of interested in that.
Do you
I
think
don't want to.
you think Hayward's a Kree?
Oh no. He
No.
was just a bad guy. He was just
He's
a
just
you know.
tool.
Mhm.
Ah. That's
But so let's talk about that final scene. We'll stray away from WandaVision here in just a second. But so the final scene, it shows, this beautiful mountainside,
Yeah.
which if you
Proper.
know anything about Wanda and the
Sokovia.
Darkhold, and no, well, I mean it could be in Sokovia, but Wanda and Pedro were born on Mount Woodgore, and that is probably where she was.
Yeah.
Because the Darkhold was related there. Chthon was there. There's a great story I'm about to talk about that is right on there. The High Evolutionary, which I recommended on our webpage, Facebook, Thor 184, 134, first appearance of the High Evolutionary, that does have an appearance of Wanda and Pietro. Is where Wundagore Mountain comes from, and the animal men he created. I can't remember what they're called, but they show up from time to time, and it's relation to all that. So Bova, actually, her name shows up in part of in WandaVision, the nursemaid cow human that delivered the twins.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
I remember
But
that.
Coming out of that, I did want to recommend, if you're into comics and you're looking for speculator comics that may go up, because guess what, folks? I never thought the West Coast Avengers story by John Byrne that I love, which is just in dollar bins left and right my whole life, that I collected for probably $30 total. Like one issue of that is now $150. I have like 3 of those.
That's awesome.
Just because I was like, oh, this is better copy than one I have, $1, whatever.
That's awesome.
But I did want to talk about that because John Byrne, who I've loved this whole time, I've always, if you've listened to this podcast, I talk about John Byrne and his art and his storytelling. The best X-Men stuff you've ever got are Chris Claremont and John Byrne from that 108 through 143 run of Uncanny X-Men. The Fantastic Four that basically made Fantastic Four one of the best properties in Marvel in the 80s was John Byrne taking over that story. And you get several stories, Fantastic Four, that are just classics from him. Well, he also took his hand a bit deep into Wanda and Vision, because he did those stories from West Coast Avengers, which I'm going to recommend. West Coast Avengers 42 from when he took over, to 57 when he stopped writing on the book, or stopped art on the book, all the way to issue 65. If you like WandaVision, that's all in there. 42 through 50, 52 or something like that is the Vision Quest story, and the conclusion of that with them finding the Human Torch as well, the original Human Torch, not the John Hammond. The one you see in Captain America, the First Avenger, the original android Human Torch. Also, so Avengers original series, issue 185, 186, 187. That's what I'm going to recommend. Those books are drawn by John Byrne. It's Wanda and Pietro going back to that mountain, and it's where she gets possessed by Chthon, which we may be seeing in the Doctor Strange 2. If you're a betting man, you may want to pick these up. Avengers 185, 186, 187. And then there is like volume 3, the one where they did the all they did the number ones again in the 90s after the
Yeah.
Image guys came in and did Heroes Reborn. Volume 3, number 28, 29, and 30 is a story that I need to pick up. It's Kulan Goth, the wizard from Conan. They fought him, and of course Scarlet Witch is in that. So
awesome.
that's my recommendations. We don't ever do them, but that's one I want to put out there. So Sean, where do you want to go with the next topic?
Man, I don't know. I have no idea. 2 weeks away, maybe a week by the time this podcast goes up, from Falcon and Winter Soldier. So that will get to be a hot topic real soon. Did I tell you that we almost get to see Justice League sooner because somebody screwed up? Somebody screwed up and leaked Justice League Zack Snyder edition on the Tom and Jerry links on HBO. So
Nice.
I don't know how many people got to see it. I just was flipping through social media and it said, try this. So I went and, it was, the video was already like 9-10 minutes old by the time I got there. So it had already been corrected. So I literally think it was probably like a 1 or 2 minute oopsie that occurred.
Nope. Rated PG. Dang it.
There you go.
Dang
yep.
it.
Yeah. Well, they corrected
that would have been a scoop.
They corrected it within minutes. So
nice.
Yeah. I don't know, man. What else you got for us?
Well, on the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I wanted to do some prediction on that as well. Now, if you're a betting man, what would you say is going to happen in this series, Sean?
That there will be teamwork created between Bucky and Falcon, and then by the end of it, he feels worthy enough to pick up the shield and say he's Captain America, and they'll bust him out with some awesome cap wings and that. I don't know what's going to happen story-wise. That's the thing. We know Zemo's going to be there. So,
yeah, I'm super excited about that.
There's definitely going to be some infiltration. Zemo's not an idiot, although, sometimes he gets caught doing stupid stuff. But I'm just saying, I'm hoping for a Winter Soldier type vibe, honestly. Some, maybe some MCU meets Jason Bourne type stuff that I really get the spy vibes from Winter Soldier, and maybe that can continue in Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Mm-hmm. Well, I did want to say now on the trailers, and we just got a new trailer today where they mentioned Doctor Strange, and I'm going to get to that. But story wise, there was one of the first trailers. Sam talks about that Shield has a complicated history, and from everything we've seen, it really doesn't. It's Steve got it, and he's handing it off to Sam. So the only thing that I would believe that means is that we're going to get into a little Isaiah Bradley Captain America story, which would be very interesting. And if you're looking for those books, now would be a time to get them. Because there was, I can't remember the name of the story. It's not Captain America. But Isaiah Bradley is the actual first Captain America. They tested the super soldier serum on, Black Americans at the time, and he was a successful subject of it. And there's a whole story about it. It's kind of like retelling of the Tuskegee Airmen through the lens of Captain America in Marvel Comics, and really great story. If you're able to pick that up, go ahead and do it. And I'd be really excited to see them even touch on that in this story. But they also named in the recent trailer, they talked about Doctor Strange.
Right.
Sam's like, these guys, are super powered, and he's talking about either the Flag Smashers is what it is. The people with the masks that we see, they name called them the Flag Smashers, I guess. And he says they must be one of the big three. And he's like, what? Bucky's like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, they're either androids, something, or android something, or wizards.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What about Doctor Strange? He's a sorcerer." He's like, "No, he's a wizard. Sorcerers are a wizard without hats." So,
That's pretty good.
but
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check
since
that out. I hadn't seen that one
since
yet.
they alluded to that, we may get a fourth category called mutants.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I'm
So
fine with
for them
it.
to say that and then go, "Oh, well, I guess it's neither."
Yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome.
That would be. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Falcon and Winter Soldier brings us.
Yeah, especially what they do with Madripoor.
Yep.
Because that is steeped in the mutant side of Marvel Universe. That's Wolverine stories and Viper, that whole last Wolverine, not Logan, but the last Wolverine, the Wolverine.
Right.
That was Madripoor, I believe, is some of the Japanese stuff that happened. So that's that. I'm really looking forward to that. Or that next week can't get here soon enough. And then our last prediction is Doctor Strange. What are you thinking? Or
Dude,
what do you think we're going to see?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea.
No idea.
No, I'm just gonna wait and let it happen. I mean, I already said maybe there'll be.
It's not like you weren't talking about. I love talking about this stuff. I think it's great. This is one of my favorite things.
Well, I have to know what to expect first. We hadn't even seen a trailer, so I can't go. Well, I don't know.
You know what it could be? It could be Thanos.
Yeah. I mean, I have no predictions. Maybe it'll be Nightmare. That's cool, but that's about all I got.
I say so. Number one, I'm going to stay away from my default position, and I'm going to go with another recommendation. You gave me Doctor Strange number 75. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
Which I've been looking for that issue forever. Well, I'm going to give you. I think you may already have some of these because I forced you to buy them at some point. Doctor Strange 60, 61, and 62.
Okay.
The best Dracula story ever told in Marvel Comics. It was in Doctor Strange.
Okay.
And it involved the Darkhold. And
you telling me about this?
Since this movie, obviously the Darkhold is going to be there in some either unless she loses the Darkhold before that movie, which I don't see how they're going to tell that story and not have it. I think the Darkhold is going to be a big part of Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
And there could be part of the Darkhold is destroyed now, or the whole thing is destroyed. However they solve it. But in that book, in the comics, of course, there is a formula that keeps vampires from being able to exist in the Marvel Universe. And they could very easily, since we know Blade is coming, use this as a jumping off point of saying, oh, Doctor Strange's like, oh no, we destroyed the Montesi formula that kept, vampires away. So we may see an explanation of why vampires are just now showing up in the Marvel Universe through this movie, and I would love it. I'd absolutely love it because, like I said, that's one of my favorite Dracula stories. That's one of my favorite stories in Marvel is that Doctor Strange run. So I recommend that as well. And then also with the idea that Mephisto may show up, I'm also going off. We may get Doctor Doom. Here's my train of thought here.
He's reaching, folks.
Multiverse of Madness, Mephisto. Everything is Mephisto. You'll need to put that in the video. You need to put Mephisto.
You know what? I'm really becoming anti Mephisto all of a sudden.
Mephisto has Doctor Doom's mother's soul in hell, and there's a whole graphic novel where Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange team up to try to free his mother's soul. It's Triumph.
You're talking
Torment,
about,
I believe.
Doctor Strange 6 will be that movie. Jeez.
Oh, I love it.
That'd be crazy.
More Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
But I'm done with predictions. That's all I got.
Oh, the only thing I got left is I finally got my book for Local Hall. Got my Fantastic Four. Yeah. Friggin' finally showed up. Finally. I was thoroughly impressed. It came in a hard case and was very well wrapped, so that's always appreciated. But after that, this past weekend, we sat down and watched Boss Level.
Nice. I'm wanting to see this. I'm ready to hear this.
It's Michael Bay action mixed with Groundhog Day. I mean, imagine just,
good Michael Bay action, because when people hear Michael Bay, they're immediately like, oh,
no. This is just,
but what Michael Bay does well, he does well. So
let's say maybe not. If I could think of something else, maybe a Guy Pearce film. Imagine Guy Pearce action mixed with Groundhog Day. Guy Ritchie. Yeah, Guy Ritchie. Yeah, Yeah, mixed with Groundhog Day. It is seriously nonstop fun. I mean, the guy wakes up and action begins every single day. Great.
Nice.
Just pop some popcorn and go and chill on the couch. It's only like an hour and something long, really. It just flies by. And Frank Grillo.
Now what's it rated? R?
Yes.
Rated R?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not just Frank Grillo, I think Naomi Watts is in there, and Mel Gibson as well. Trying to make a return to the screen, hopefully,
I've got
it was good. Check it out. Boss Level. Hulu.
Awesome. Well, I've got a little local haul. I went I had some time off this week, so I went around to a couple of pawn shops. I was talking about, buying bulk, whatever, looking for comics and everything. And one actually had some comics they pulled out of the back. Actually got 2 What If issues that are hot right now.
Oh, nice.
What if the X-Men, all different X-Men had never existed? And what if the Fantastic Four all had the same powers? 4 different stories. A couple, a Captain America, a Jim Lee Alpha Flight I've been looking for. And
nice.
And these were all $1. I mean, they were just $1, so I just picked them up. Some extra Transformers comics. I know I can move.
Because you always need more.
I mean, if it's $1 and it's Transformers comics, I'm just picking it up. I mean, just happening. Now, I also got a New Mutants.
Oh, nice.
Number 99.
Yeah.
So I have up to 97, 99, and 100. I do not have a New Mutants 98.
How did you do?
But
that?
It was $1. It was $1.
How do you not have what 97 made?
I can tell you. This is. I remember. I was buying New Mutants because Extinction Agenda just ended. I bought all of those issues. I have a poster. I have the Jim Lee poster, Extinction Agenda. It looks like an Old West wanted poster. And so I continued New Mutants with Rob Liefeld doing the art. 87, I've got the first appearance of Cable, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, and all the way to 97. Got to 98. I was at Paper Chase Bookstore, had it in my hand, and I go, I'm really tired of this guy's art. Set it back down. Stopped collecting. New Mutants.
I want to go back in time and punch you in the balls.
I wish you would. Well, I've done the same. So
actually, just tell you to buy the whole stack, actually.
So also, I have another story very similar to that. So for years, I remember seeing Spawn before Spawn came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, where? I know this character because I saw the book at Walmart was still carrying comics and Spawn #1 was there. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this character somewhere before. No, this is his first appearance. And for years, I'm like, no, I know I saw this character. And somebody's like, well, maybe it was the Prowler from Spider-Man. He looks it's like, no, it wasn't the Prowler. He's purple and blah, blah, blah. But McFarlane drew him in like 314 or something. I know it's not him. I've seen this design before.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, and I do not know where they were carried, but I had a Malibu Sun #13 in my hands because that is the exact picture I think of when I see Spawn. It's
Yeah.
that's his actual first appearance. I had that somewhere. I had it in my hand. I don't know if I ever bought it, but I
Yeah.
remember seeing it and flipping through and going, oh, this new Spawn character. Okay.
That
That
is funny.
gummit, son.
That is funny. That is awesome.
That's what you get. It's what you get for not being a good collector.
That's bad. It's bad, bad, bad. Well, dude, if you got nothing else this week, you ready to wrap it up?
I'm done. I stick
All right.
fork in me. I'm good.
Tell
I don't have
everybody
anything else. I don't
tell-
have anything. I don't have a local haul anymore. I'm not going to surprise you with
well,
like a
tell people
movie
where
that
they
I
can
bought or a
find you.
video game or
You have to tell people where they can find you.
I am on Facebook at Not So Southern Gentleman. Well, now I messed that up.
Yeah.
We are on Facebook, Not So Southern Gentleman. You can find me at Ricky Westbrook on Twitter. You can search Not So Southern Gentleman on Facebook, at Not So Southern Gentleman at gmail.com. Oh, Sean, please.
Yeah. Send
I'm dying.
Send us an email. Like I said, on Instagram, you can find me at Maynard98. If you're on this TikTok bandwagon, I am on it and I am committed. I try to post about 2 videos a day. So, if you want to hop on TikTok and find me, you can find me at Super Kami Guru. That's SPRKAMEGURU. Cool. I hope to see you there. And for Not So Southern Gentlemen, I'm Sean.
I'm Ricky.
Y'all have a good one.